Can everyone hear me? Pretty picture shortboard and tubes, huh? Yes. Picture's not, huh? Yeah, I don't understand why it's so grainy here. So let's give it a few seconds, maybe it'll catch up. Yeah, I think it's a little grainy on here too. So give me a second here, see if I could get this worked out. All right, let's see if that's any better. That looks better. What do you think? Yeah, yeah, I had to switch my Wi-Fi over to another band. So, all right. So we'll just give it a minute or two for more people to join here. So nice to see that everyone's there. Lone Tech, Mark Slima, Chris, Old, Red. Yeah, let's make sure that we wish Chris a happy birthday in the 3D printing community. He'll probably go from this stream to his. So towards the end here. So hey, thanks Henry. First beer on me. I kind of took my line because that's usually what I do to other streams. First beer on me. So no thanks. So let's see here. I'm gonna switch it to another camera here. I add another camera. Gotta have my water. Actually getting kind of a migraine going here, so I'll see how the best I can do this. So got my um, Excedrin in my pockets just in case. So all right. So let's I guess get started here. Well, I did receive this actually from Geeetech. It's their three. It's their 3-in-1, I guess, color mixer. So I know the Edutech got a 2-in-1, and it's supposed to mix filaments. And let's see how well it does it. I guess it's about the same dimensions as a regular Ender 3. So with just 3 extruders on it and 3 Bowden tubes going to 1 nozzle. So, all right, I guess that's next month. So, oh, that's Rokoski. So, different Chris. So he may join this stream. We'll see. So, all right, let's go ahead in the box. So it's actually in really good shape here. Nothing to complain about. Just maybe a dent here, but this is my first time doing a Geeetech. So we'll see. We'll see how it works here. All right. That's typically how I would open up a printer, but I'm not going to put it on the floor. So let me know if you guys can see everything okay. So let's go ahead and take all the, there. So these are your filament holders right here. It's looks like it's just cut plexiglass, so or polycarbonate, one of the two. Seems like it's pretty straightforward, simple instructions here. Good old paper leveling. So I guess you get to use this for your paper leveling. So that's what we'll do. Pulls out. And well, we had one screw that fell out somewhere. So I used to build RC cars. I would say, oh, if we got a screw, it just makes it lighter, right? So maybe it'll just make the machine lighter. Power cord. We'll put that screw off to the side. Ball and printer. You can do it. All right. So here's our display. Pretty basic. Old quick wheel. All right. Good foam. Here, let's just see if we can make this one bigger one. There we go. Get my ugly mug out of that picture. All right. So typical plate here. So nothing fabulous. 220, 220. You'll see that a lot of these printers now are just coming with these dongle, like looms, wiring looms now. So instead of just individually ran, but we got a nice little maze of wires back here. Let's go ahead and set this down. Got a flex sheet with 3M. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a fan with using adhesive. If it was a magnetic bed, I would do it, but we know that this is going to glass, so I'm not going to put the sheet on. It's like loading up the back of your car. If you have a hatchback with luggage, you don't know if anything's going to fall out or not. So, all right. Well, and there goes one of them. so here are your extruders right here. Get 1, 2, and 3. So set those off to the side too. Well, get a nice bag of parts. Oh, look at all the filament you get. 3 little rolls. Hardware, and you got some hardware, And you got the filament runout sensors in this bag too. You guys can still hear me okay? Well, just in case if you want a mouse pad, they give you a mouse pad. All right. So just here's your gantry. The size of that hot end here. Oh, and a screw fell out. A couple of them. Oh, that's fantastic. Where the heck did you guys go? Literally two two screws. Sorry about that. Two screws and a lock washer fell out. So, yeah, I don't know where those came from. That's not good. So, let's go ahead and set these down now. Power supply. It's already on. It's already on 230. So change that to 110. And you have your spool holders, and it looks like the hardware for it. So, and that is it. All right. Okay, sorry about that. I know that was right by the mic. Wow. You don't realize how light these power supplies are. All right. Let's put together here, get everything organized. Still stuttery, huh? Trying to monitor it on both screens here. Is it? Oh, it's okay now? Okay. Because I have another computer down here um, that I'm monitoring everything, the feed. So hoping it's going to be clear. Typical, just attach the gantry, and then we're gonna put the extruders. We're gonna put the extruders on, and then see how everything works. So, all right, old. We'll see you later. Thanks for hopping in. It kind of concerns me that screws just came out. When I took this gantry out, but there's I don't see anything missing. I mean, there's a hole right here and a hole right here. So we'll see Oh, not leaving, just lurking. Okay, I've done that too. Just put it on, drive around and put the video, minimize it, and just listen. Okay. Well, so first thing I gotta check is in here. Let me put it back onto solo here. Is to see if there's any, like the last printer. Like the last printer, I checked to see if there's any just things supporting it, the plate. But doesn't look like it. There's a stress relief here. So do you hear that? Well, here is. You hear that? That's not good. That means we're opening her up. There's a screw or something loose on the inside of this thing. That is not good at all. You get our hardware bag. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. I wasn't really planning on opening this up, but now we are because we got no choice. What's up, Llama? There's definitely something sliding in the case. So let me switch back to this. Hello from Norway. We have a problem here where I'm hearing a nut or something in this case sliding around. Like I said, I wasn't planning on opening this, but now we are. So when you hear a nut or a screw or something floating around, it's not usually a good idea to turn it on. So these are pretty long screws. Well, thank you. They want to help you. You know what? You could probably do a uh, a live stream for the Ender 5 Plus. Get some other people on there to help. All right, bear with me on this because this definitely something in this. I just need to slide this off. Oh, all right, looks like I have to remove the other top two screws as well. What kind of problems have you had with your Ender 5 Plus? Come on. Sorry about this. Like I said, I wasn't planning on taking this apart. But when you have something loose in here, oh, just fell out. What was it? Nope. Still hear something, but something big just fell out. Give me a second. Because it just hit me in the leg. Oh, I'm looking for it on the floor. Something just fell out of there. I don't know. Can't find it. Oh well. Still something in there though. Still something in here. So, oh, just fell. Something just fell out. Well, clip. So that was in there. Anything else in here? I don't think I hear anything else, but should I take it out? Everything else? This thing doesn't want to come apart. I don't see any other screws. Oh, I got it. Yeah, it's in the front. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that bowden clip. That was something else fell out. I couldn't find it. It went underneath the workbench. So, I mean, there's vents in here, so it could have happened during shipment. But it's always good to, shake your machines and double check, right, before you assemble them. Wow. There we go. Oh, well, what do you know? This is interesting. Let me switch the camera here. All right. So this is inside. Wasn't expecting that to see, you know, individual stepper drivers on this. It's definitely a surprise. So, so yeah, I just cannot tell. Cannot tell if these are if it's if this is going to be a silent board or not. Doesn't say it on the site. So, but yeah, I mean the wiring looks really good. Pretty impressed. Except that no, that block a little bit turned there. All right, well, danger avoided. So, yep. So let's go ahead and get this assembled now, put back together. I mean, I don't know what it was, the other thing that fell in, but fell out and it bumped my leg. But Definitely not too bad, I guess. All right, let's get this thing put back together and literally put everything back together again. So, yeah, it does. I don't understand why it's got this silver tape on there, but now at least we know how to take everything apart and put it back together. Hopefully, I could get this thing assembled pretty quickly for everyone, because I would like to at least get a test print going. I'm gonna put it on mute for a second. Wife just came home and the dogs are freaking out here, so. Yes, happy dogs are good. I mean, you know what? It is always nice to come home and having a dog waiting for you. I mean, it's to me, they're always, no matter what mood you're in, they're happy to see you. So, well, at least my dogs have always been. So, so I will actually be doing a giveaway. I just don't know when. Um, it's probably gonna be a 5,000 sub giveaway. I'll show you some of the prizes I'll be giving out at the end of the video here. Most of the stuff that I have is stuff that either I won or I've just don't no longer have a use for, um, or I've purchased it and I'm like, oh, I not gonna do that project. Oh, hey Mito, how you doing, man? It's 42 degrees here in Chicago, Illinois. We just had a bunch of rain. We actually needed it, but yeah, it's um, not too bad. I always laugh when I come home and my dog's sleeping. Yeah, even got a dog Bear. He's about 10 years old, and sometimes he shows his age, but and uh, and just grumpy old man. But we have another young dog. She's about 2. Definitely keeps him on his toes. So it got him a little bit more of a spunk now, and keeps him in shape too. So it's nice having 2 dogs. And one more of a senior dog. I won't ever tell him that he's a senior. But uh, he's almost in every one of my videos. So he's a really good dog. So, and he knows the engine sounds of the UPS driver, the UPS truck, the FedEx truck, and the post office from the house. And he will be right at that door. He could be dead asleep. He'll hear it, and he will just say, and he'll go right to the door, and even if we don't have a package. So, yeah, fun times. So, oh, you're stuck in rehab. Hopefully you're okay. I lost my leg to cancer when I was 15, and I had to do rehab. Oh, I always tell people if you think you have it bad, go to a city rehab center, and they'll give you a whole new perspective on how bad other people have. So you get all these younger people, because they're on social media all the time and say, "Oh, my life is over because I got defriended or some other stuff." I'm like, you don't know what it's really like out there. All right, so we're gonna put this same. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. They just know. It's amazing. They just know what it's like. These. So, all right, let's get this gantry on. So, typical, typical gantry. Nothing special. I mean, but here, look at this. Look at this hot end. That is some. And look at the size of these fans. I heard that this is pretty loud. So we'll see when it gets fired up. Again, I'm not a big fan of flipping trenches on their side to do the gantry, but know, do all there's, however other people want to do it, that's fine. I'm just not a fan of doing it that way. All right, these are all the filament. Oh, arthritis, huh? Is it in your knees, elbows? All right, here are the 4 bolts. The printer definitely looks bigger in the pictures. So again, when I do these gantries, I just put this screws through this way. I don't lean it over. I first just start them out, make sure everything's lined up. To me, it's like for all those people that have actually changed a tire or wheel on a car, put your spare on. I consider it like that. You just Get them thumb tightened in place. Go to the other side, do the same, and then tighten them both. Oh, geez, all over. I'm sorry. My friend has gout, and his joints are always messed up. Is it something similar, or I mean, he's always aching all the time. Oh, I do not know. I don't know what. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't even know what type of arthritis that is. Here, let me get on the. You guys don't need to see my ugly mug. So, so one thing I do notice on this, it's pretty unique, is that they have these all these plexiglass things. You can still see the you know protective film stuff on it. So I'd never seen that before in a on any printer using plexiglass or polycarbonate for that type of use. So just I think it's kind of cool. I mean, so it's actually acrylic. So they're using acrylic sheets. All right, let's see what's next. Where did my instruction booklet go? All right, so the display is next. The display is next. Let's put that on. So this screw bag is, focus here. I need some better lenses. Believe it or not, this lens costs like $1,100. But it just, in my videos, I'm like, man, this thing is just driving me nuts with the focusing, out of focusing, and some people just say, Johnny, you should just let it, focus it once and then be done with it. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Michael, and is that I don't know how to pronounce your name. Can I just call you G? That's okay. Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer. that better? You can hear the dog whining. Sorry about that. What, let's just plug this in first. Yeah, where is Viking? Where's Dan? Oh, you're Swedish. One tech. Hi, Thomas Anderson. He's Swedish, and I talk to him a lot. Oh, I'm gonna have to mute you. They're coming into the door. All right, I closed the garage door. And is hopefully resting, but he would say you would hit that like button. Yeah, you would. You would definitely say to hit that like button. So he doesn't really say smash that like button, does he? So so all right. So what's next? Step 4. We're gonna put the extruders on. Ah, well that explains what fell. So I'm gonna be missing a T-nut. There's a T-nut nut on this one. I see both T-nuts on this one. Oh, my wife brought me a coffee. Coffee. Uh, and no T-nuts on this one. I guess I'm going to be looking on the floor. I did find 2 screws, so that's not good. The instructions are okay. I mean, at least on this side, there's wording. So, yeah, I mean, overall, they're not too bad, but I'm just not happy about the T-nut part right now. So, All right, so let me move the camera up a little bit. Okay, so you have your filament runout sensors right here as well. These will go on here, and we're going to connect them. But we're going to, might as well just put them on now. And you can see there's a little bit of a tube here to help guide it, and that's pretty cool. So it's a 3-to-1 gear reduction. So, oh, thank you, Lone Tech. But yeah, that kind of sucks. That I thought it was only 2 screws that came out, but apparently there were more. So, these T-nuts are going to be the death of me because another one just came off. So I'm not having great luck with this thing. I always tell people, I don't know, I built RC cars a lot when I was a kid. I always, I was into models, building, plastic models and stuff, and I think the youth has definitely gotten away from being creative. They're now just sitting in front of their TVs, playing video games, or on their phones. So, all right. So filament runout is now on. You can see underneath. Come on. This ultrasonic lens. There we go. I think it's time to go with a mirrorless for my camera. I got a Canon D 200D. Thought it would be a better camera for doing YouTube videos. Just not fast enough. So we're gonna slide these right here. Yeah, it's this is the camera. It's a EOS 200D. I mean, it's not a real cheap camera. It's just, I like I said, the lens costs 3 times or over twice as much as the camera itself, the body. Always seems to be the case, right? You buy the camera body, and then these lenses go from anywhere from $100 to thousands of dollars. So, but yeah, I mean, it's let me show you the lens on this thing. So, get a whole view of my garage. And it's a nice camera. Just I don't know. It's you have an ultrasonic lens like that, and I'm sorry, I expect a little bit better performance out of it. I've had Canons for over 20 years, and oh, T3i. I mean, it's you know I've sworn by Canon for such a long time, and that lens, like I said, it's almost $1,000, and I wanted to get ultrasonic, and with the you have to use like a for video, you still have to use like a lapel mic or something because you can hear the motor as it's focusing. So it's a I've been shooting some of my videos now with just my iPhone until I get it all straightened out on what I want to do, if I want to get a new camera or not. Do you, Chris, do you have a digital? Because in the early '90s, that tells me that you're still running um, some good old 35 millimeter, possibly. It's not, yeah, the camera, it's not like I have a big channel or something. I had to choose my equipment wisely because, it's coming out of my own pocket. Yeah, I should be firing this up hopefully shortly. Because after I get these extruders on, it's uh, it's just wiring. So yeah, I had my I went through a lot of pocket cams for my 35 millimeters back in the day, and then I decided, oh, I'm gonna go 35 millimeter SLRs, and I went with the just a Canon Rebel XS. It was a good camera. Actually, my daughters used it for photography, so because they still do film. All right, give me a second because I have to see if I can find these um, peanuts. They fell out somewhere. Because I am missing 1 screw and 3 T-nuts. Not very well. I don't see the T-nuts. Huh. Not good. Not good at all. I don't know if I have any spare T-nuts. Give me a second. Because I need at least 3. If I can't find. I may have to cut this video short. I mean, I guess what I can do is mount these with 1 T-nut on each. No, well, I don't think they really need to be, but it's nice to, I would say it's nice to have it on there. I mean, I think what I can get away with for now is just using 1 T-nut on each. Let's just do that because I really want to get this thing fired up. So that's probably what was in sliding around in here was the T-nut. So let's just do that. We'll put 1 T-nut in each of these and then go from there. Because I just want to get this thing assembled. And I think 1 will suffice. So. Yeah, I haven't even done 4K video. I don't have anything that I have a GoPro that'll do 4K, but I rarely even use that because of just I do everything in 1080p because the storage. I do have a over here on my workbench. I do have an external RAID drive that I save a lot of my video content to, but that's and it's 80 terabytes. That gets eaten up really fast. So basically, within 10 videos, I'm pretty much archiving to the cloud right after that. Just make sure it's nice and snug. All right, I think that's a good temporary solution for now. You know, might have been my fault for opening up the box on a flat surface. So yeah, they should have not been. They should have actually been in a separate bag for this. Like the smoker video that I just did, um, they had all their stuff pre-inserted, so you could and you just backed out all the screws, and then you put on the legs and then everything else, the handle. I thought that was a great idea. I don't know why most manufacturers don't do that. It saves a time with assembly and everything else. All right. At least we got all three extruders on. So I will just have to put these other screws off to the side for now. And to save time, I'll do a follow-up video live with it. I'm not going to assemble these. So these are your filament spool holders. I'm going to just actually use their filament that they provided as well. I do have 3 rolls of filament that I could have used, but I'm not going to, just for sake of time. That way I could just let them dangle and go from there. Backup screw kit. So they give you this bag. Backup screw kit, huh? There's a lot of screws in here. Well, they give you, it's a good question. So you get white, gray, and black. You get extra Bowden tubes, printer cable, and that blue stuff for your extruders, extra of that stuff too. So it should be enough. All right, let's continue. What we got here? Wiring is next. So we already did the extruders. I already plugged this in, so we're going to do the power, and we're going to just wire up everything. And then it's time to zip tie. So let's go ahead and just, I'm sorry, I'm not talking. So, so it's just plugging everything in now. So. There we go. Is that clear for everyone? Yeah, so I have some new filament right here that I was going to use. Good old red, white, and blue. So I may just go ahead and just use that because I want to see the differences between everything. Everything is marked on here. Yeah, switch cameras here, 2 different angles. Get to see my dirty garage on that side. I gotta fix all that up. Huh. Let's see. It's up here. Doesn't make sense here. Oh yeah. Good old power, huh? Gotta hook that up. Oh really? A20M, you tossed it in the trash. Well, this was provided from Geeetech to me, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt as of right now. So, okay. Get the right screws for this power supply. Okay. You know, they give you all these screws right here, right? But I have no idea why they give you all these screws. It, none of them are for this printer. I mean, it says a miscellaneous bag of screws, but I mean, there's a point where it's like, why have it? I mean, all these screws right here. So let me switch back to the other camera. So, I mean, it none of these screws, honestly, are needed in this. Well, I mean, what are you going to do with this screw? Like, hey, we got some extra screws. You want it? Sure. So, any of you have Ender 3s? I mean, this is like the closest thing that I've had to an Ender 3. You like your Ender 3? Ah, the Pro. Okay. The V2 looks nice. Better than my Ender 5 Plus. Yeah, you know what? I'll have to do a live stream. I'll get some of us together. Even maybe have you on it as well, and we could try to get everything, all your bugs worked out. All right, these are color coded. Okay. E1, E2, E3. All right, let's get these hooked up. E1, E2, and E0. So these are all labeled E0 through E1 and E2. So I'm just plugging in the motors and the filament runout. Last one's kind of tight, so we're gonna have to move this over. I just needed a 450, 450, 500 build volume, but not a slinger. Yeah, you know, these bed slingers, man. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna be putting out a video on how to fix this my CR6 SE shortly. I'm just waiting on some parts. That was my first bed slinger. And then I got the A10T E3 Pro. That was my second bed slinger, and now I have this. So, all right. Getting the X in. Oh, that one's okay. Yeah, the wiring isn't too bad. I'm glad that these are all braided. You know, that does help. I think that it's a nice touch. Sorry, you can see my shiny noggin. Let's just switch it back. So there we go. Yeah, this one is a little bit of a pain. There we go. All right. Oh, coffee. All right, well, here's one of the clips that came off. Get these off. All right, let's see if there's an order to this. Okay, well, doesn't really look like it. So I am going to put it in my own order. That looks right. What do you guys think? Yeah, my first printer, the Ender 5 Plus, I went for that same thing. I wanted dual Z screws, you know, lead screws, and I thought it's very stable. Wasn't a bed slinger, and I like the idea of having a lightweight nozzle instead of all this stuff. So I could never empty that bag of screws. Let me put that back. All right. Do you guys want me to just assemble those that um, the filament holders? Doesn't look like it'll be that difficult. And we should be able to get something going printing in the next 30 minutes regardless, even if I assemble them or not. All right. These put away. Just clean up my mess here. All right, so looks like everything's put together here. This is really tight on there. All right. That's not going anywhere. Got a little bit of wobble here. Let's go ahead and tighten down this eccentric nut. Oh, they give you some nozzle cleaning tools in there, a pair of tweezers. Sorry, just tighten down these eccentric nuts in here. I'm trying to get rid of this bed wobble. I went with, I don't know if you saw my video, I went with silicone standoffs for the bed, and those work really good. All right, that's good enough. Let's see if I got everything done here. Okay, I'll worry about cable management later. I just want to get this going. All right, so here is the spool holders. So you put a nut in here. And then you send the screws through. So what I can do is I'm going to just assemble these. Oh, my video lagging for you guys? So what I can do to speed this up, I'll just put the cross part on, and I won't assemble these with the nuts and the screws right now. And I'll just use my filament and send it through. Sound good? And I could just take off all this protective film later. Well, I don't know. It's actually, I won't be able to do that because I noticed when I set this down, the standoffs are taller. So let's see how nice this acrylic looks with the film off. There we go. Oh, it's nice. It's a solid black. That's pretty dope. Wow, this paper, it's not that easy to get off. Yeah, that's true, Michael. Yes. Hey, you know what? If someone wants to join in on the stream, I'll drop the link and make it a little bit more eventful. So let me know. It's no reason for me to just be on here. I could drop the link in the chat. So whoever wants to join, within reason. Yeah, this, you do like the protective film, but It is a kind of a pain. Peely peely action. I mean, it is nice acrylic. I mean, I do like this. So let me actually drop the link in the chat. Okay, let's see here. All right, let me throw this in the chat. So if someone wants to join, they can. That's a lot of work for one piece. Yeah, these. And I got nails, and this is not easy getting this stuff off. Don't want to use a razor blade either. If it takes too much more time, I'm just going to put the spools right behind it and just get going. That's if you want join the chat. So that's the StreamYard link. So you can actually go on the video with me if you want. I use a third party on here to do the streaming. StreamYard interfaces with my YouTube, and it helps manage the video better than just using YouTube Studio to do it. Okay, I think I'm about done with doing this for now. This is taking a long time. So I really want to see how this thing prints, see how loud it is. So I'm gonna put these off to the side for now. Clear off some room here. All right, so Maybe not at this point. I don't blame you. So, no big deal. Let's get all this, just clearing off my bench here, so this way I have room to, I'm just going to place the filament right behind, open rolls, and then we'll go from there. Get the power in. Oh, I got to peel this off. Oh, this is just an aluminum bed. So it looks like I thought it was a glass bed. So we are going to have to use that sheet. All right. Let me get that sheet. Yeah, it would have been nice if it was magnetic. All right. It's definitely a nice surface. So, wow, you had three Wi-Fi streams, huh? I want to try using OBS. I haven't even had a chance to try it and test it. I know that Dan uses OBS, and I just never had the time to go over it and see what it's all about. Sorry, my chair is acting a little wonky. So, oh, he uses XSplit. Okay. All right. Let's peel this. Didn't really get any. Wasn't that eventful. Yeah, actually it is a nice looking machine. I mean, it had some packing things, you know, with it. The T-nuts fell out of the box. So each of these now only have one T-nut holding them in place. It's actually good enough. So yeah, honestly, it's a pretty nice looking machine. So um, You get the micro SD, but you don't get an adapter. So what we'll do is I'm going to I'm going to just use my filament that I have. Yeah, it does tie into StreamYard as well, I heard. So all right, where did I put my snippers? So again, if any of you want to join the stream, just go ahead and hop on in. So I'm using Overture PLA right here. I got some little PLA, and I have some leftover Reality PLA white. So I figured I was going to just do red, white, and blue. Actually, I had some really good results with this Sunlu PLA. I think their winding could be a little bit better though. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Overture has some it's not that well wounded either. But I never had a problem with the Overture with it um, unwinding or having a problem with the winding of it. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah, Tim, he's got a killer video setup. I mean, he's got manual switches. He's just got a just a lot of cool stuff. You want me? You know what? I think just for the sake of this, because these rolls are so big, you guys let me know. Should I just go with these samples? Should be enough to do a test print with whatever they have. I could just then let them dangle because so the way this is set up is that you have three spool holders that will be in the back like this. Okay, so they'll just line up just like this in the back, and then it pulls in this way. So yeah, you know what? Let me just use the small ones. So because these are going to be a pain to just leave back there because my bench is not wide enough for it. Yeah, they little desiccant packet. So what this will do, from what I read on it, there's not many reviews on this printer at all. So I'm pretty much flying blind on this assembly. So this could mix it on the fly and transition. or it will do hard mixing where it will have a purge area, and then it will purge the nozzle, and then it will start again. So from what I understand, there's a way to also in the software that you could try to make it where it's a multi-print, where it will go and print in assigned areas. And I'll do another review on that, how that works. For this one, I'm going to just print right off see if there's any files on the SD card and print directly off of that. So there's a gear right up here. I'll show you the camera. Camera up a little bit. Let's see here. All right. So I loaded the filament in here. Let's see if there's a way to feed it through. I believe this is the A10T. It's just 2 filaments. The 30 is what I have, right? And that's 3 filaments. So all right, so there we now they say it's supposed to place the filament spool in the holder, insert the filament into the feed port until it reaches the end. Well, all right, this is not as easy. Okay, so let me switch to the other camera because this is definitely not as easy as it sounds. So this is what I'm dealing with here. I'm supposed to be able to insert this in here. When you have an extruder, there's usually some type of lever. Sorry about the bad lighting here. Okay, there's usually some type of lever, but in here, you just have this gear that you're supposed to be able to use your thumb and turn it and help feed that filament through. So far, I'm not having not that great of luck with it. So because there we go. That one's going in now. I gotta slow down. I saw the board turn on. Don't want to turn these too fast. Let me just get that one going too. All right, yeah, this is definitely not a pleasant experience. Let's give this another try here. Okay, yeah, it's definitely not easy lining up the filament through to pass through the extruder. Because adding a little bit of heat to it. Okay, I think I figured it out. Just add a little bit of a kink to it, and then it goes in very easily. So just bend the filament a little bit. Yeah, this is. I thought I had it. Now this last one's being a pain in the rear. Well, I'm trying to get this filament in, all right? So, so when doing this, I'm trying to give it a little bit of a kink like that so it could pass through. Because you have no lever or something to squeeze so you can actually see where the filament is going. Kind of a blind path here. Yeah, I think there's a special slicer for this. So you could do there's a color mixer on the display. As soon as I get this black filament in, we're gonna turn it on. So just bear with me on this one. Aha, got it. There actually is a lever for these. So as soon as I'm done feeding it, I'll show you how it's done. I'm just feeding the filament through right now. Okay, so I was mistaken on this. There is a lever. It's right here. So you can move it back and forth. So it just doesn't look like it. All right. So let me just, yeah, I mean, it's a very unique design here. So it's I think it's got a lot of potential. So when Geeetech reached out to me on it, I was like, wow, that is a kind of unique design. So yeah, it's like you got those filaments, like those rainbow filaments and stuff, but now you could just do whatever filaments you want. All the filaments now loaded. Let's go ahead and move the. Let's change the camera here. You know what? Let me move my stationary camera over. All right. Yeah. Okay. So you can do a great job assembling the printer while talking to us. I had divide assembly on my Ender 3. Yeah, this printer, it's it's quite a doozy to put together. Okay, it was definitely something that, like I said, no other, I haven't seen anyone do a stream like this before. So um, it's not in your normal printer by any means here. So it's definitely a learning curve for me. So let's turn this on. Hopefully you can see the display pretty good here. I guess it would help if I plug it in. All right. Now, so, ah, let me switch cameras here. So let me actually turn this off because the display did say something different or as it boots up. So it's Marlin 1.1.8. So so here's the mixer. So this is each of the heads. So you can say, okay, for the first head, I want 100%, okay, and just do one color. Okay, but instead, I want to do, so see how you can do the variables here? So you can do a toggle mix. You can do a gradient. That's pretty cool. So we're going to just go back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a bed level, and let's kick this thing off to print. We'll see if there's anything on this SD card. That, you know what? I'm going to do more of an in-depth review of this. This was more of an assembly, because I think this printer could be capable of doing a lot of things. Oh, sorry, I just realized I wasn't talking at the mic. I'm going to do more of an in-depth review after it's all assembled. This was more of a build and test, but yeah, I want to know if you could do water soluble. That'd be amazing if you could do something like that. I think that's a great idea. So let me get my leveling paper out. That is way off. Yeah, I don't think these are silent drivers. It's pretty loud. Oh, hold on one second, everyone. And I just double checking them, all these corners again. All right, everything seems leveled out. Let's grab this SD card and see what's on there. They did not give you an SD card reader, so you're gonna have to have one, for USB. And it's a 4 gig. So, all right, so it comes with a dog colored or all colored. So how about we do dog colored? Huh. Let's see. Do I do 8 here? So Air Llama, this is the setup right here. So it's basically, the size of Ender 3. You got the 3 extruders here. I just went with their sample filament. I didn't use their um, filament holders for right now. They're just, it'll take too long. I'll do a follow-up video on it. But let's do the mixer. So there we go. 33% across the board, right? So, and we'll do print, do the dog. So let's see where I can put this camera here. So you can see on here, everything's just heating up here. Yeah, I like this display. I like the yellow backlit. There is an app that I'll cover in my follow-up video for this that allow you to do custom mixing besides what's on the display. Hey Llama, if you want to join, I have the link in there. So if you want to come on. And just scroll up in the chat. Yeah, I think it might be already in there for the color G code. What's going on there, Llama?
Come on.
Oh,
I did all my Thanksgiving Day running around. I'm all done.
That's good.
I waited till the last minute today, and I told my mother, I said, anything you want, let me know now. If you want it tomorrow, too freaking bad. I'm not going out. I will not leave or go out of this driveway until after Monday. Not dealing with people.
Yeah. What state are you in?
Connecticut.
Okay. Is your state locked down at all?
Well, it's supposed to be, but as usual, I live in a beach town, and probably 30-40% of all the cars around here right now are from Florida.
Ah.
Because it's all the beach housing. And usually September, October, they close the houses up for the winter. But a lot of those people will come up during the holidays. And they don't shut the water off until now. So they usually go this weekend. All the people will come up to the beach for the holiday, even though it's kind of chilly. It's not like snowy cold yet.
Okay.
So they'll come, they'll hang out. So all the Florida freaking morons are here. And I don't mean COVID morons. I mean just in general Florida morons.
Yeah.
They come up here and they drive around and it's a beach town. I got to bitch about them because they're all tourists.
Yeah, it is what. Yeah, I mean, even here in Illinois, we have for the last 3 or 4 months, when I drive into work, into the city, into the loop, I cannot tell you how many out-of-state plates. It must be 50+% increase of out-of-state. I think people are driving.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they're not even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
We have a freaking $1,000 fine right now for out-of-state coming in here and not quarantining. If you get caught coming into the state, like if you take a plane from Florida to Connecticut, they won't let you off the plane unless you have a hotel room booked for 2 weeks. They won't even let you off the plane.
Really?
Yeah. Florida or Texas. Those are the two biggies. I mean, the whole country's screwed right now because school started. I have no idea who Edward Coffee is. I know the coffee is, but I don't know an Edward Coffee. That's an unusual one. The coffees used to be our neighbors, but it's spelled different. It's not spelled like coffee. It's got an I instead of 2 E's. And there's no Edward. Unless that's one of their kids. I smell coffee. There's no coffee in there. So Kage's birthday stream's in a half an hour,
Yeah.
So is this the first print you're getting off of this thing?
Yeah, it's laying down not too bad.
Is that three? Is that three? Not just two?
It's 3. Yeah, 3 filaments.
The old one used to be 2. I know a lot of people really, really like it, and then after like a couple of months, they're like, yeah, whatever, and they get rid of it because it likes to.
Geeetech has the one with 2. He gave a sneak peek on it. I mean, it's
I know a few people that had it, and they said it's really cool. It just doesn't work all that well.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of dedication to get it running correctly. I mean, it's not just like a plug in and go that everyone's used
Yeah.
to.
Well, did you
It's
take the hot end apart and see how it all blends?
yeah, there was something that was in there in the casing when you first joined.
Yeah.
I picked it up and well, things just fell out of the box. I had it on the side, and I'm like, what is all this stuff? And then there was something on the inside too. So it wound up being one of the retainer clips for the um, Bowden
Oh,
tubes.
the Bowden tubes.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the tube, I know everyone's bitching because it literally like comes down, enters the not the hot end, but the cold end,
yeah,
where the fan ducts are. What the hell do they call that thing? Cooling fins, whatever. Anyways,
yeah.
it has to do like a really sharp turn, and then it does another sharp turn down into the nozzle, and it's like it jams. I mean, it's cool to have it do the blending, but for one, you can't do dual color with it. I don't think anyone's done any decent dual color, actual color switching. They
Well,
say it's really
yes,
cool for the blending, which that's what you're doing now, right?
yeah. I'm doing the blending right now. So
Which
what it will
I'd
do is when it will have a purge area to do
right,
not the gradient.
right,
So
do actual color switching.
yep.
The
So
problem is when it retracts, it's hot and it's got like this sharp 90 degree bend,
mhm.
90 degree bend, and it just jams in there. That's what I'm told. I've never actually looked at one.
Well,
Just
this was more of an assembly and go type of video. So what I'm
yeah,
going to do is do a more in-depth review of it.
I think the blending idea is awesome. I actually looked into one, even though everyone's bitching about it. They said blending's cool, and that's all
Oh
I'd
yeah,
use it for.
yeah.
I'd
I
love
mean,
to do the blending.
that's where I was like when they reached out to me to review it. I'm like, oh, and I looked at it. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to review it. Because it's definitely a very unique thing without having to get the you know the color filament, changing filament, right?
Yeah.
Like the rainbow filament or whatever, that. So
Well, that you can actually make your own color the way it blends. You don't have to do a blend, transfer from one color to another. You can have it blend the whole time. So, like, if you want a different color red, you can like take your red and black and mix it together and make it a
yeah,
darker red, or take a red and a white and mix it together and make a pink. You know, so you can make your own colors with it, which I think that's brilliant if you can get it to work. That's what I would use it for if I got it. I wouldn't care about the actual color changing. I want to do blends and mixing of colors, and I don't care about multicolor prints. In the sense of making a frog and having his eyeballs be a different color. I don't give a crap about that stuff.
yeah. It's I haven't done a live stream in a while, so it's like I mean, it's my garage isn't set up to with all the cameras that I have and everything to just go live stream like right now. I mean, unless I'm just going on my computer. So
Well, you need like more light or something for that one camera.
yeah.
It's weird. Camera 2 looks fine, but this camera you can't really see.
Oh,
It's
this
all
one.
black. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a GoPro
Yeah.
camera.
Well, it's just not enough light. It's not.
Yeah.
It's all dark. I mean, it's fine. Reality. It doesn't really matter. It's a hot end going back and forth. Now you haven't focused on the screen, so all you can see is the screen. And you can't even read the screen because it's all blurred out. But that one actually has a better image.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll turn off this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have them both. Just saying that one, you need more light for it, or you need to set the white balance different or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a little GoPro, you said, right?
Yeah. Let's see if we could. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have a fixed lens and you can't really go in there and adjust your balances and stuff. So So, but yeah.
So you actually took that cover off to look inside the hot end?
No, I didn't do that. So
I'm wondering if that's the E3D Cyclops knockoff. I'm sure you've seen that thing, right?
Yeah,
3-in-1. That thing's huge though. The Cyclops. It's like this monster.
This has a real big. It's a big nozzle in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
It might be. That would fix the problem everyone was bitching about then. And like I said, everyone was saying it like hit the hot zone, started melting, and it did a 90-degree turn, and that's where it always jammed. And you can't clear it either. You got to heat it up and like stick a piece of wire in there to clear it.
Yeah.
Because you can't, it's not a straight shot. You can't stick anything in there and just clean it out.
Yeah, I can see where you got 3-in-1 here. It could be a pain to go through.
Well, that should be a straighter line, I have a feeling. If it's not, the 2-to-1 had this weird 90-degree turn, everyone said, in the hot end, in the actual hot zone, and that's what jammed. If that's a straight line like the Cyclops, it should jam less. If it's similar to the Cyclops in design, which I'm guessing it is from the looks of it, because that's a lot bigger head than normal too, right?
Yeah, it's
it's chunky.
It is. Some people said it's really loud with the fans and stuff. I'm thinking in an enclosed room, it might bigger than my garage. Yeah, but I don't. How's the feedback on?
I can't. Okay. I can hear occasionally when it does a travel move, you can hear the zzz real quick, and that's about it.
Yeah, in comparison to the other printers, you can tell this doesn't have like 2208 drivers or anything. But
yeah, it's not as loud as this frickin' thing. The only thing I hate about that extruder, I frickin' hate them fans. I've already taken one off and put the adapter on because I just can't take it. I was trying to review it. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, that Omni drop I got.
Yeah, I didn't. Which printer is it?
It's on. I put it on the Llama Core, my Core XY, but it's just the extruder. It's that Omni drop extruder. It's like a planetary gear.
Yeah, it's a multi-gear, right?
It's planetary gear. There's one gear going in.
Yeah,
and then
planetary gear. Yeah, plenty gear. So.
But it works really well. I mean, it's freaking awesome, and it's like half the weight of the Hemera. It's a wicked short drop. It's only like 3/4 of an inch from the drive gear to the nozzle, so it's it's filament or flexible friendly. It does flexible just like the Hemera. It's like the Hemera does flex great. It does flex great. It's just great. But the only advantage I see of it over the Hemera is it's half the weight. So mounting a direct drive on a Core XY and being able to actually take advantage of the Core XY speed, there you go.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on the Core XY just because of the belts and everything.
See that? Here's the reality: belts don't stretch.
Yeah.
If you buy decent belts, even the cheap ones, they're pre-stretched. Belts don't stretch. What people interpret as stretch is actually the bearings breaking in, the idlers settling or breaking like mine did. The belt just plain wearing out, the mounts, flexing because we all 3D print the mounts. So if they're solid aluminum, those aren't going to move. But all that stuff movement, and there's the problem I found with the Core XY is it's not the actual belt itself that's the problem. It's that every belt goes through like 5 idlers plus the actual drive gear on 2 belts. And then what's even worse is where it's a 45-degree drive. When something goes wrong, like on that thing, when the X pulley goes out, let's say your idler bearing blows, it's the X. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Where on a Core XY, where they both drive everything, it's nearly impossible to diagnose unless you know what you're doing. So if something goes wrong, there's no way to know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's complicated, you know, and I think I'm just for now, for me, it's I'm not ready to tackle a Core XY yet.
Yeah, it's actually not as complicated as it's made out to be. It's actually pretty simple.
Yeah,
It
that's what
literally
Lone Tech was saying. It's simpler than the E5.
no, I wouldn't. No, I disagree with that. The E5 is pretty simple. Um, there's probably as many moving parts on the E5 because they're driving it on both sides, so you get the belts going back and forth and blah blah blah. But again, the E5, you're talking about the Ender 5, right?
Yeah, the Ender 5 Plus. I think that's what Lone Tech.
The Ender 5 is easy. Again, it's easier to diagnose when there's something wrong because each plane is a plane, and when you have an error, it's going to show on that plane, and you can tell it's that plane. Where of course, why? Who the hell knows? Because it's all they're all mixed drive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not really that complicated. The only thing about the Core XY is you really need a light head to take advantage of it. Otherwise, there's no point in it. It's just pointless. And I keep putting direct drives on it, and it just you can't get the speed because you're trying to drag that big ass head around. So the point of the Core XY kind of fades away because it's direct drive. And then you go to the Bowden, well, everyone's building these big, massive, Core XYs with the Bowden, and that just, I mean, when I first built this, I had 11.
Hold on, I gotta say goodbye to G over here. Thank you, and I have my coffee right here. So, so thanks for coming in.
$40 super sticker.
I don't know what he's in Sweden, so I don't know what the conversion is. So,
yeah. Zeno, he's in Sweden. He's got to know. Oh, he's in Norway. I was thinking Viking. Anyway, the big Bowden tube kills it too. It's just like deltas. Deltas are great until you get them so big, and then you got to have this 4 foot long Bowden tube, and the extruder's way up here, and you lose the quality with the speed because you can't push it through the Bowden tube that clean.
Yeah. I think that's when you definitely want the direct drive. So
I won't do anything but direct drive now. I'll slow it way the hell down. If I were to build this again, I would build the X frame like the Raise 3Ds and the Ultimakers are. I would not do a Core XY again. Knowing what I know now, I would build an X frame. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's, I don't know if you ever seen a Raise or an Ultimaker.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, they basically have the head in the center, and then they have a rod that goes through on an X.
Okay.
And the head's attached to both. So when you move one, the whole head moves, and it, but they're all on bearings, so it slides on the other one. So if you're just going straight across, it goes straight across, but it just slides on the other rod. And then when the other rod goes, so you still have your normal X and Y stuff, but it's like a Core XY in the sense that it's top down. There's no moving bed. The bed just drops. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, try a light direct.
Well, that's why I got the Omni Drop.
Yeah, the Omni Drop is supposed to be pretty light.
Yeah, it's about half the weight of the Hemera.
Yeah, because I have on my Ender 5 Plus, I got the Marco Swiss, and I like it a lot. And it's
not even. Those are nice. It's just like the other thing. Everyone goes to the Bondtech with the V6.
Yeah.
But then you end up with this. You end up with like a 6-inch path between the extruder and the actual nozzle. So when you go to do flexibles, it's still better than a big long Bowden tube. But there ain't nothing beating the Hemera or that Omni Drop. I mean, it's literally like 3/4 of an inch.
But doesn't the Hemera have like a problem like with tightening the screws or something? It's really fragile with one part on there.
Yeah, if you do it wrong. The way these screw mounts are.
Yeah, that they'll break off.
If you use too long of a screw, the screw hits the casing before it actually tightens the nut back. Yeah. Pulls it back to the finger, so it just breaks the fingers off.
Yeah. Let's see what Lone Tech is saying here. Ultimaker does.
Yeah. There's an actual name for it, because from what I understand, Ultimaker has a patent on that motion system, and Raise 3D licenses it from them, because those are the only two I know that do it. And they're pretty much the same. And in all reality, they're two of the better desktop printers. I mean, there's stuff about both that I don't like, and they're both very proprietary, but their motion systems are decent. They both have extruder issues because I don't like either one of their extruders.
Yeah.
Or hot ends, I should say. Even the Raise, if I would love a Raise right now, but I'd probably modify it and take their hot end off. Yeah, the cross beam bar intersect, whatever you want to call it. There's a name for it. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I do that over a Core XY again, because you can get a lot bigger and it's stiffer. Because check this out. If you take this, well, you can't really see it, but if I take this where it's 2020, I mean, it takes a lot of force, but I can rock this. But if I took another bar and go this way, the head's attached to both bars, it can't rock anymore that way because that other bar is preventing it. So the whole unit becomes more secure too.
Now, what's the fastest you've been printing? Because I typically don't go over 100 at all. 100 is like the top.
With this thing, I could do 60, and if I wanted quality out of it, I'd do 40.
Okay, yeah. See, I do 60. 60 is my normal.
Yeah. So. Right now, with that Omni drop, I can easily do 60. And it's just as good as this is at 40. I haven't really gone any faster with it yet because I just put the thing back together and I'm trying to break in all the bearings. I just had to rebuild the whole top end of this because one of the bearings went and it chewed up the belt and everything. Because the actual bearing blew apart. You know what's funny? As the bearing was wearing out, I never really noticed it, but it was getting louder and louder and louder. After the actual balls blew out, just. Really? And I didn't realize it at first, and it quieted down as soon as the balls blew out. It actually got quieter. They were cheap, garbage, Amazon cheapo bearings. I got 3 years out of them.
Well, and that's the thing is okay, I've had RC cars for a decade, right? Yeah. And those bearings they're high speed. They take off-road abuse. And they never blow out. They're sealed.
You got to remember one thing. When you're doing an RC car, you run it for 20 minutes, a couple times a week. This thing you're running 10, 12, 14 hours a day.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that part. But when I was a kid, man, I would run all day. Yeah.
I blew up RC cars all the time.
I loved it, man. And I still, you see my collection, so.
Yeah, I got it. I'm going to actually, that's the other thing. God damn, they got so many projects and I can't get any of them done.
I know. I know what it's like.
I have an old beat up one right here in this second drawer right here. It's an old beat up rear wheel drive piece of crap, WL Toys. It's like the first one I bought when I got back into it since I was a little kid. Because I used to have a Grasshopper. I don't know if you remember the Grasshopper from the 80s. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I found this when we were going through the crawl space.
Holy crap, dude.
This is a Nico Turbo Panther.
So that's from the late mid-90s.
No, 80s.
Is it in the 80s?
Late 80s.
They came out just after the Grasshopper. Which is
this was the toy version. Okay, this was Nico when they made the Turbo Panther was like a mini knockoff. It took 8 batteries. How many batteries?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, David, how you doing, buddy?
You want somebody to sell you on the damn Omni drop? He'll do it.
Yeah. I know. I talked to him offline. I took a long break from videos, almost a month, because I
Yeah.
was getting burnt out between work and this. So I had to get like my motivation to start doing content again. And Dave, he even emailed me asking if I was okay. I'm like, it was just swamped with work and this, and I was getting burnt out, and I just needed to get back into that groove again. So yeah, so Dave is awesome, awesome guy.
Yeah, he's
So,
cool. I actually started watching his videos. I didn't even realize
yeah,
he'd done.
well, yeah, I'm like, David, you got some of the most badass machines out there. I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
I
so.
didn't realize he lives like 10 minutes away from Chris Riley too. That's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna meet up here, and he just didn't happen. So, oh yeah, I need.
Yeah, look at how many drop up. Let me give you a piece of information that's going to scare you, and don't let it scare you. It's a 3D printed extruder. It's 90% 3D printed.
Oh yeah.
But he prints it out of the drive gears and everything are all printed out of that IGUS material that they make the IGUS bearings out of.
Yeah.
That's what he prints all the drive gears out of, with a 0.2 nozzle. Solid. So they're really, really. I looked at the extruder body, and he told me it was 3D printed. I'm like, no way, and I literally had to like take a magnifying glass to see.
Yeah,
like it's formed.
Okay, so I always gave Prusa crap about 3D printed parts, because I'm more of an injected molded person.
Yeah.
But then after I seeing how well they print, it kind of changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
I have no problems with 3D printed parts if, they're done quality or they're a pointless part that just needs to be there and hold.
Yeah, and that's why I had to get my mind out of, right? Yeah. So that's where I was like, okay, just John, it's just a outer structure part, or so. Yeah. But what did he say? Chris gave me an Ender 5, which I'm rebuilding.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. You actually got it running. The only thing I got to say is I saw you do one. He's got he put the rails. I think it is the Ender 5, isn't it? Where you put the rails on top and you have those belts at like a freaking 30-degree angle. It's like, dude, do you not realize it totally screws up your metering for the freaking hot end movement? If you angle a belt and it's pulling at an angle, as you get closer and closer to the belt, it actually accelerates more. So if you're running at, say, 30 millimeters a second with the belt, as it gets closer and closer to that pulley, or farther and farther away, it actually speeds up because the belt's at an angle. It's got to be straight or reasonable. I mean, the Enders have a little bit of an angle. Even that thing, I'm pretty sure does. That's minor. But if you're going to do truly accurate prints, those belts have to be perfectly square from pull point to pull point. So, you just printed new fan main body. You printed fans? I'm designing, actually, because I can't. That's the only thing I can't stand with that Omni dropper, the fans. I'm going to I have ultra silent 5015s that they've come out with now, which don't push much air. They don't. But I'm just redesigning so I don't have to use those stupid adapters that he's got. And there's nothing wrong with the adapters. They work. They just look hokey to me.
Yeah, so Dave was like the fan mounts.
Yeah, I'm doing all 50-15 on it. I'm not. I tried to keep his stock fans on it for the review, and I just can't do it. It's too freaking loud.
Yeah, I mean, they said that with this thing for the Geeetech, it was loud. And honestly, it's quieter than the Ender 5 Plus was.
Yeah.
So this is not nearly as loud as that. So. Especially with how big the fans are on this thing.
Really loud. And it's not even the fans themselves. It's because the fans are already loud, and the way it channels the air up and back, it channels the air out of the fan and back up through the cooling fins. Something in that loop like amplifies the noise or something, because it literally comes out of the top of that thing whistling like really loud.
Yeah.
We're talking.
So we're gonna need to join the Orkaki birthday stream in a few minutes. So I'm going to end this one so we can all say happy birthday to him. So what I'm, so far, it's all printing well. There was some assembly technicalities here. So I'll reach out to Geeetech on that. So I will be doing a full review on this on another video after I kick the tires a little bit more and actually get it all fully assembled, because I didn't put any of the what was nice is they have these this is the filament holders, right? It just takes a long time to peel, and I was spending a long time to get the protective film off of this acrylic
You get those
to get them together. So yeah, so I'll get this all put together, do some blends and mixing, and go over the software more. So
you know how just to get that paper off?
It's not louder than my 2-year-old Ender 3 with a stock board. Honestly, it's not that bad. I was expecting it to be a lot louder for not having silent drivers on it. It's kind of amazing how when I first got my Ender 5 Plus, I didn't mind the sound. You know, it felt like something was happening in the garage, you know, with the mechanical, right?
I can't have. If it was out in the garage, I wouldn't care about the noise.
No, but the problem is I have this adjoining wall into the house.
Yeah,
and with the Ender 5 Plus, we could hear it. So this is a lot quieter than that. And I was pretty impressed that this board at the beginning has individual drivers on it. It's not soldered on.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, for the price, I was expecting.
I forgot. It's got that white board of theirs on there, right?
I'm sorry?
It's got their board, right? It's got the
I had to get a more in-depth look at it. So
yeah, it's their bright white board. It's their own board. They make their own board.
Yeah, I have to double check it. But so I appreciate everyone joining. So we're gonna head over to Mr. Wakaki's channel for a happy birthday. So
I'm gonna save you a half an hour on peeling all that paper off of that acrylic.
Oh, it's good. It took me literally it took me over 15 minutes.
Throw them in the sink filled with water. Just leave them
really?
There. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll just rub right off once it gets wet.
A great idea.
Put it right in the sink, plug the sink, throw them all in there, fill them up with water. 10 minutes later, come in and you literally can rub your hand over it. It'll just fall right off of it.
Awesome. That's a great idea. So, all right. So let me change the camera here. We're going to go to.
I'm going to go over to Wakaki's.
All right. Well, see you later, Llama. I'll meet you over there. So I really appreciate everyone that did tune in here, and thank you for the chat donations. I greatly appreciate it. Oh yeah, you got Big Tree Tech board. I have some other videos coming out for other upgrades and stuff. So, but I got to fine tune this one, get it all really put together. Reach out to Geeetech about those T-nuts that weren't on there, and I'm sure that this printer will come out fine. So it's printing out really well right now. So we'll catch you the next time on Tripod's Garage. Have a pleasant day, evening, weekend, and whenever you decide to watch this video, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you the next time. Thank you.